most violent objects we know of in the entire universe. This is going to be a cosmic showdown on a scale that is, well, pretty much impossible to wrap your head around. Let's dive right in. So this is really the core question, isn't it? We think of our world as this huge, stable place. But what happens when you zoom out? I mean, when you zoom way, way out? How does our home really measure up? Okay, so first up, let's set our baseline. Let's talk about our home turf, planet Earth. This is the calm, familiar, peaceful place we'll use as our reference point before we get into the real cosmic chaos. Now, just think about this number for a second. 4.5 billion years. That's how long our planet has been around. It's an incredible testament to its stability in a universe that is, frankly, anything but stable. And all that time, all that stability, it's created this perfect little haven, a world with all the right ingredients for life, not just to show up, but to absolutely flourish. Now, I want you to hold on to that image of a gentle, peaceful world, because where we're going next, it's the complete opposite. And here's our first challenger, the Vela Pulsar. You know, calling this thing a cosmic lighthouse is well, it's a massive understatement. This is one of the most violent beacons in our entire galaxy. So what in the world is a pulsar? Well, you take a star much, much bigger than our sun, and you wait for it to die. It explodes in a supernova, and its core collapses under its own crushing gravity. It gets squeezed down into an object that's only about the size of a city. And that spinning core is the pulsar, sweeping these intense beams of radiation across space. And when I say spinning, I mean it is spinning. The Vela pulsar whips around 11 times every single second. For perspective, that's way faster than your kitchen blender. But this isn't a blender. It's an object with more mass than our entire sun. The energy is it's off the charts. And that insane spinning action creates something even more terrifying. A magnetic field 1,000,000,000,000 times stronger than Earth's. That's not just a big number. It's a force so powerful it would literally tear apart any normal matter that got anywhere near it. So let's just imagine that for a second. What if we swapped our sun out for this thing? Well, its radiation and magnetic field would have sterilized our planet in a heartbeat. There'd be no atmosphere, no oceans, no life. Just a completely scorched, dead rock. But as crazy as a pulsar is, there's still one more contender. And it takes things to an entirely different, almost unbelievable level. So let's meet the final boss of the cosmos, the black hole.
This quote, you'll often see it attributed to Einstein, and it perfectly captures the absolute weirdness of black holes. There are these points in the universe where our rulebook for physics just completely falls apart.
You see, the birth of a black hole is maybe the most violent event in the universe. It starts out like a pulsar, with a giant star dying. But this time, gravity doesn't just win, it gets a total, absolute knockout, crushing the star's core down into a point of infinite density. We call that a singularity.
And surrounding that singularity is the event horizon. Now, this isn't a wall or a surface you can touch. It's a boundary. It's the point of no return. Once you cross it, you're not coming back. The pull of gravity is so intense that even light, the fastest thing in the universe, can't escape.
Okay, so we've met the fighters. In one corner, we have a gentle, life-giving planet. In another, a super-fast, city-sized zombie star. And in the final corner, a literal hole in the fabric of reality. Let's put them side by side and see what happens. The numbers here are they're staggering. Look at the relationship between size and mass. The pulsar is tiny, the size of a city, but it's got more mass than our sun. And then you have the black hole, where gravity just becomes absolute. Earth's gravity, which pins us to the ground every day, is literally nothing, a rounding error compared to these cosmic heavyweights. And to really, really get a feel for this, let's talk about density. A pulsar is so unbelievably dense that if you could somehow get a single teaspoon of it, that teaspoon would weigh billions of tons. Here's another way to think about it. Imagine taking every single car on planet Earth and crushing them all down into a lump the size of a sugar cube. That's the kind of density we're talking about here. It's just nuts. So after seeing all these wild comparisons, what does it all mean? Well, it kind of forces you to take a big step back and really think about our place in this universe. If there's one big takeaway here, it's this. We live on a fragile, beautiful and incredibly quiet island. We're just this tiny little speck of calm sitting in the middle of a cosmic ocean that is defined by unbelievable violence and extremes. Our quiet little corner, it's the exception, not the rule. And so that kind of leaves us with one last big question to chew on. In a universe filled with things like pulsars and black holes, is a peaceful, life filled world like ours just a lucky accident, a cosmic fluke? Or is there maybe something more to it? That's a question for you to think about. Thanks for tuning in.